Welcome to this video tutorial on how to position CAD models in Calypso when they are not aligned with a major axis. So we'll start by creating a new measurement plan. And we'll come to CAD and CAD file and load. And I've already downloaded a couple of models that have been rotated off position. They're downloaded as step files, so I will set the file filter to step, or all files rather, and I'll go to base rotated. And at first glance, this looks like it's not that bad. It looks like it's not rotated that far in space, but then we turn on shading and we see that this is rotated off in pretty much every direction that it could be. So let's come to measurement plan simulation. And let's make sure the table is on. We can always do a zoom to fit, so that way it'll zoom right to the table automatically. And this seems like it would be difficult, but it's actually much easier than you would think. So we'll open up our Modify CAD Model window. We'll turn off Drag Base Alignment. We'll click on Center, Position. We'll click on the bottom of the model and the top of the plate, and then we'll hit Apply. Now the problem is that this is still rotated off. It's no longer its space axis, or primary A and B rotation has been corrected for, but it's, what would they call the second one? It's planar rotation is not accounted for, right? So our spatial rotation is fine, our planar rotation not so fine. So what's the issue with doing it this way? Well, if we go Define Select Geometry, and we click on the top plane and the front and the left side, let's say, as an example, you notice that our coordinate system is no longer aligned with the machine. So if we say OK, well, that's not how we're actually going to position this in the real world, right? It's still rotated off a little bit. So how do we get around this? Well, let's come take a look at plane 2. And notice that plane 2's X and Y values, or I'm sorry, A1 and A2 values, rather, have been set to 0, and that's because they're part of the base alignment. Well, let's close this down. Let's go to File and Close All. And we'll do a Create New Measurement Plan. And we'll go CAD, CAD File, and Load. We'll grab that same base, except this time we're going to do it a little different. We'll still open up our measurement plan simulation, but now when we modify our CAD model, we'll uncheck Drag Base Alignment, we'll click on Center, we'll click Position, make sure that our table is displayed, and we'll click on the bottom of the model and the top of the table. This is all the same as it was before. But as soon as we do that, we're going to close this, and then we'll just come up here to Define Select Geometry. And in this case, I have an edge that I'd like to be square to the table, and it's that edge right there. Before I even do the base alignment, I'll open up the plane, and I'll look at the A1, or sometimes it'll be A2. But the A1 is -9 degrees. So now that I know that, I'll come over here to Transformation. I'll click on the model. I'll click Center. And then this is going to be a Z translation in this case. So if we do our little preview here, we see that that is going in the wrong direction. So you want to invert whatever the angle is. So in this case, I had a minus, so I want it to be a plus. If I had a plus, I would want it to be a minus. And then I hit Apply. And now I can close out of this and do my base alignment as I did before, right? Standard base alignment. We'll do top, front, and then the left edge. And then OK. And our base alignment is still going to tell us that the angle of plane 2 is 0, but the difference being now we actually are aligned with the machine as we want it to be to begin with. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next video.